Hey, boys and girls, straight talking fedora chick coming at you this fine Sunday morning. And welcome to the live stream. And what I will be doing is basically we're going to find out if I has a personality. Yes, like some YouTubers such as Amberlynn Reed and Life of a Free Spirit before me, I'm going to take the 16personalities.com personality test live on camera. So, without further ado, let's begin. I apologize for it being a little dark here. We're expecting thunderstorms, and so it's dark. So, onward with the test. Okay. I love the front tagline. It's so incredible to finally be understood. Take our personality test and get a freakishly accurate description of who you are and why you do things the way you do. So take the test. Here we go. Fast and easy. Be yourself. Complete it all. All right, here we go. Okay. You enjoy vibrant social events with lots of people. Oh boy, disagree. You often spend time exploring unrealistic yet intriguing ideas. Yeah, sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. I guess we'll put it in the middle. Your travel plans are more likely to look like a rough list of ideas than a detailed itinerary. Your travel plans are more likely to look like a rough list of ideas than a detailed itinerary. Once again, middle of the road on that one. You often think about what you should have said in a conversation long after it has taken place. Oh, yes, definitely. If your friend is sad about something, your first instinct is to support them emotionally and not try to solve their problem. Yeah, I pretty much agree with that. People can rarely upset you. Oh, no, disagree. Okay. You rely on other people to be the ones to start a conversation and keep it going. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I know, I'm in the middle of the road on a lot of these. Not good. All right. If you have to temporarily put your plans on hold, you make sure it is your top priority to get back on track as soon as possible. Sometimes, not always. You rarely worry if you made a good impression on someone you met. Oh, that also depends. Depends on the person. Oh, I'm in the middle of the road on a lot of these. It would be a challenge for you to spend the whole weekend by yourself without feeling bored. Yeah, agree. You're more of a detailed-oriented person than a big picture person. I'm more of a big picture person. Yeah. You are very affectionate with people you care about. I don't know. Yeah, I would agree. Depends who. Depends who. I hate being in the middle of the road on these things. You have a careful and methodical approach to life. Sort of. You are still bothered by the mistakes you made a long time ago. Yeah. Yeah. At parties and similar events, you can mostly be found farther away from the action. Agreed. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I often find myself in a corner, my mind wandering elsewhere in another world somewhere. Sometimes reviewing movies in my mind, among other things. You often find it difficult to relate to people who let their emotions guide them. No, not really. I don't. When looking for a movie to watch, you can spend ages browsing the catalog. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. It's the Libra in me, kids. You can stay calm under a lot of pressure. Oh, no. No, no, no. I crumble under pressure. It's largely why I'm retired. When in a group of people you do not know, you have no problem jumping right into their conversation. Disagree slightly. There have been exceptions. There have been exceptions, but it's an exception rather than the rule. Okay. Onward. When you sleep, your dreams tend to be bizarre and fantastical. Yeah, a lot of the time they are. One day, I always wanted to see somebody who can analyze my dreams because they're so whacked. I'm one of those insomniacs that basically lives and functions on napping a few hours here and there, but to get a real long sleep, no. But when I do have these naps, I do have these bizarre dreams. Should have them analyzed. In your opinion, it is sometimes okay to step on others to get ahead in life. Disagree. I don't think it's ever okay to do that. You are dedicated and focused on your goals, rarely getting sidetracked. Oh, no, I get sidetracked very easily. Okay. If you make a mistake, you tend to start doubting yourself, your abilities, and knowledge. Oh, hell yeah. My maternal grandfather, who I never met because he died when my mother was just a child, he used to have a saying that my grandma used to say often. It was, if you can't do something properly, don't do it at all and leave it to those who can. Some would agree with that, actually. When at a social event, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know. Yep, true. You usually lose interest in a discussion when it gets philosophical. Well, that depends. Once again, we're going to go in the middle of the road here. Right in the middle. You would never let yourself cry in front of others. Well, that's a tough thing I have sometimes, is controlling my own emotions. I do my best. I do my best. So I'll say agree. I mean, not like strongly agree, but agree. You feel more drawn to places with bustling and busy atmosphere to more quiet and intimate ones. No, disagree. No, I've always said this. I am great at one-on-one, but no, I'm great at one-on-one, but I'm not great in groups. Don't really function. You like discussing different views and theories on what the world could look like in the future. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. That was part of political blogging, my days as a political blogger. And that was often played a part in it. When it comes to making life-changing choices, you mostly listen to your heart rather than your head. Oh gosh, once again, middle of the road. You know, I hate these middle of the road answers. It would be better because I know it's best. I got to take a stand one way or another. Middle of the road kind of makes me look wishy-washy, I think. I don't know. You cannot imagine yourself dedicating your life to the study of something that you cannot see, touch, or experience. No, disagree. You usually prefer to get your revenge rather than forgive. Middle of the road on that one. Depends on the situation, depends on the person. You often make decisions on a whim. Rarely happens. Rarely happens. Usually, if anything, it takes me forever to arrive at a decision. Not going to go with strongly disagree because there are exceptions. So we'll go that way. The time you spend by yourself often ends up being more interesting and satisfying than the time you spend with other people. Disagree. Disagree. Like I said, I prefer sharing these experiences with somebody else. You often put special effort into interpreting the real meaning or the message of a song or a movie. Yep, I do. Yes, I do. You always know exactly what you want. Nope. Most of the time I do. You rarely think back on the choices you made and wonder what you could have done differently. Yes, I do. I do that. When in a public place, you usually stick to quieter and less crowded areas. Oh, yeah. Always. In fact, when I see a store is too crowded, I leave immediately. I don't bother shopping there. Same thing with coffee shops. You tend to focus on present realities rather than future possibilities. Yes. Yes, I do. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. No, I'm quite empathetic. When starting to work on a project, you prefer to make as many decisions up front as possible. Yes. Yes. Although sometimes it changes midstream when something doesn't work out or whatever, like something like that. When you know someone thinks highly of you, you also wonder how long it will be before they become disappointed in you. Yes. Oh, yes, this happens a lot. Yeah, I always worry. Somebody that I think highly of, or somebody who I know thinks highly of me, and I always, always the fear is to disappoint them or give them any reason to not speak to me or not see me anymore. Anyways, onward. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting, striking up a conversation. No, I can't. You often drift away into daydreaming about various ideas or scenarios all the time. You look after yourself first, others in second. No, disagree. Even when you have planned a particular daily routine, you usually just end up doing what you feel like at any given moment. Sometimes your mood can change very quickly. No, not really. Sometimes, but not really. Unless some event precipitated it or some piece of news I received, then yeah, there is an exception. I think that would be the same of anybody. Okay, next question. You often contemplate the reasons for human existence and the meaning of life. All the time, I do. You often talk about your own feelings and emotions. Depends with whom. Not with everybody, not with most people. Very select few. You've got detailed education or career development plans stretching several years into the future. Disagree. I'm pretty much retired. I would like to be a published writer someday, but I don't preoccupy myself full time with that either. You rarely dwell on your regrets. Somewhat disagree. I often dwell on my regrets. What could I have done differently? And all that. And I think we all get into that pattern. What could we have done differently? How could this have been different? Was there a better way of handling a certain situation? Yeah, I think we all get into that. It happens with me more often than not. Okay. Spending time in a dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around quickly makes you feel drained and in need of a getaway. Yes, this happens much of the time. You see yourself more of a realist than a visionary. Agree, I am a realist. You find it easy to empathize with a person who has gone through something you never have. Yeah, I think I do. At least I make the effort. I put in a lot of effort into being empathy, into having empathy for somebody who has gone through something I never have. Yeah, I think I do that. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than to organized and consistent efforts. What? What's that question? Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than to organized and consistent efforts. Uh, Depends. Once again, we're going to go smack into the middle of the road. It really depends on the project or the task or whatever it is I'm doing. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Much of the time, yes. After a long and exhausting week, a fun party is what you need. Oh, no. No. I like the idea of having parties. It's funny. I remember my father, he loved to throw dinner parties. Loved to throw them. And I always liked the idea of throwing dinner parties, wowing my cooking skills and such, and having hosting a party. But it's the execution of it, the actual execution of it, that gets me all panicked. Sometimes drives me to an anxiety attack, even. So, no fun parties. You frequently find yourself wondering how technological advancement could change everyday life. Yeah, I do. It's been a double-edged sword, to say the least. With each technological advancement, it has been yeah. For one thing, automation has been eliminating many skilled jobs, many. And that I am uneasy about. But on the other hand, technology has permitted me to actually meet people I never would have before in the past. So there you have it. Onward. You always consider how your actions might affect other people before doing something. You always consider how your actions might affect other people before doing something. I'm going to go with agree, not strongly agree. Sometimes I don't. You still honor the commitments you have made, even if you have a change of heart. I do my best to. Usually I succeed in that. You rarely feel insecure. Disagree, feel insecure all the time. All right, there's my scores. Okay, my personality type is I have a personality type. Kids, I have a personality type. That would imply that I would have a personality, right? This is what this test was to determine, if whether or not I had a personality. Oh, okay. INFP-T. Oh, this is a lot like the Myers-Briggs personality test that many human resources departments at companies have employees or potential candidates take. Yes, it's usually part of the skills and aptitude tests. I remember the Myers-Briggs test, sure. Okay, mind. Okay, I'm 75% introverted, 25% extroverted. This actually surprises me because I thought the number for the introverted side would have been a lot stronger. I thought it would have been at least a good 85% because, yeah, I am quite introverted. Energy. This trait shows where we direct our mental energy. So there's the two sides are intuitive and observant. So it says here I'm 60% intuitive, 40% observant. Yeah, I would agree with that. I have great intuition. I'm also a great observer of human nature. It's taught me well. Okay, onward. Nature. Okay, so on one side you have thinking and the other side you have feeling. This trait determines how we make decisions and cope with emotions. So I've got 29% thinking. Yay, I don't think. Oh no, I think sometimes. Wait a minute, doesn't that require a brain? Wait a minute, no, I don't have a brain. I don't have a personality, I don't have a brain. I'm like the scarecrow or the robot from the Wizard of Oz. Okay, so anyways, thinking and feeling under nature. This trait determines how we make decisions and cope with the emotions. So it says 71% feeling, 29% thinking. Okay, I can get that. Tactics. This trait reflects our approach to work, planning, and decision making. So we've got judging and prospecting. I've got 43% judging, 57% prospecting. That's fair enough. Identity. This trait underpins all others, showing how confident we are in our abilities and decisions. Oh, man. Oh, boy. I'm not sure if I should share this result. This might scare you all away. Okay, no, I said I would do this. I'm going to do it. Identity. This trait underpins all others, showing how confident we are in our abilities and decisions. So we have assertive and turbulent. I am only 24% assertive and 76% turbulent. Not surprising. I wish I could be assertive, just have a difficult time with it. Okay. So, hang on, start reading. So the mediator personality, INFP-A, INFP-T. So mediator personalities are true idealists, always looking for the hint of good, even in the worst of people and events, searching for ways to make things better. While they may be perceived as calm, reserved, or even shy, mediators have an inner flame and passion that can truly shine. Comprising just 4% of the population, the risk of feeling misunderstood is unfortunately high for the mediator personality type. But when they find like-minded people to spend their time with, the harmony they feel will be a fountain of joy and inspiration. Being a part of the diplomat role group, mediators are guided by their principles rather than by their logic. Analysts, excitement explorers, practicality sentinels. When deciding how to move forward, they will look to honor beauty, morality, and virtue. Mediators are led by the purity of their intent, not rewards and punishments. People who share the mediator personality type are proud of this quality, and rightfully so. But not everyone understands the drive behind these feelings, and that can lead to isolation. Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair assessment, I would think. We know what we are, but know not what we may be. At their best, these qualities enable mediators to communicate deeply with others, easily speaking in metaphors and parables, and understanding, creating symbols to share their ideas. Fantasy worlds, in particular, fascinate mediators more than any other personality type. The strength of their visionary communication style lends itself well to creative works, and it comes as no surprise that many mediators are poets. Hey, this would be great for Shiza F. Ucker. Yeah, she's a poet, a bad one, but she's a poet. Poets, writers, and actors. I try to be a writer. Maybe I pretend to be a writer. Anyways, okay, let's finish this. Understanding themselves and their place in the world is important to mediators, and they explore those ideas by projecting themselves into their work. Mediators have a talent for self-expression, revealing their beauty and their secrets through metaphors and fictional characters. Oh, yeah. I often do find myself relating to fictional characters, be they in the novels I read or on television and movies. Yeah. Mediators' ability with a language doesn't stop with their native tongue either, as with most people who share the diplomat personality types. They are considered gifted when it comes to learning a second or third language. Their gift for communication also lends itself well to the mediator's desire for harmony and a recurring theme with diplomats, and helps them move forward to find their calling. Listen to many people, but talk to few. Yeah, this is definitely me. I listen to a lot of people, but actually talk to few, largely because trust issues, but also I find sometimes when I say something and it doesn't suit the other person's narrative or whatever reason, they talk over me. It's one of the reasons why I became a YouTuber, so I can talk uninterrupted. Yeah. Okay, let's go on to this paragraph. Unlike their extroverted cousins, though, mediators will focus their attention on just a few people, a single worthy cause. Spread too thinly, they'll run out of energy and even become dejected and overwhelmed by all the bad in the world that they can't fix. This is a sad sight for mediator friends who will come to depend on their rosy outlook. I don't have a rosy outlook. Who thought I had a rosy outlook? Bah, mistaking me for somebody else. If they are not careful, mediators can lose themselves in their quest for good, neglect the day-to-day upkeep life of demands. Mediators often drift into deep thought, enjoying contemplating the hypothetical and the philosophical more than any other personality type. Left unchecked, mediators may start to lose touch, withdrawing into the hermit mode. And it can take a great deal of energy from their friends or partner to bring them back to the real world. Luckily, like the flowers in spring, mediators' affection, creativity, altruism, and idealism will always come back rewarding them. Those they love, perhaps not with logic and utility, but with a worldview that inspires compassion, kindness, and beauty wherever they go. Strengths and weakness. Mediators we may know. Who are the mediators? William Shakespeare. Hey, all Shakespeare fans. J.R.R. Tolkien. Tolkien? Don't know how to, never knew how to pronounce that name. Bjork. Johnny Depp. Who are other mediators? Julia Roberts. Wow. Lisa Kudrow. Tom Hiddleston. I have no idea who he is. Pardon my ignorance if he's well known or popular. Alicia Keys. Frodo Baggins, Lord of the Rings. Oh, that's okay. Anne of Green Gables. Fox Mulder from the X-Files. Amélie Poulain from Amélie. Arwen, the Lord of the Rings. Sybil Branson, Downtown Abbey. Lance Sweets from Bones. Konstantin Levin from Anna Karenina. Wow. Strengths and weaknesses. Mediator strengths. Idealistic. Seek and value harmony. I'm not going to read the descriptions. Just going to give you the highlights. Open-minded and flexible. Very creative. Passionate and energetic. Dedicated and hardworking. Mediator weaknesses. Too idealistic. Oh, says that we often take our idealism too far, setting themselves up for disappointment again and again. As evil things in the world happen to them. That's true. Too altruistic. How the hell can anyone be too altruistic? I find society is not altruistic enough. How can anybody be too altruistic? Uh, Impractical. When something captures the mediator's imagination, they can neglect practical matters like day-to-day maintenance or simple pleasures. I don't know about that. Dislike dealing with data. Mediators are often so focused on the big picture that they forget the forest is made of individual trees. Mediators are in tune with emotions and morality. This is true. And when the facts and data contradict their ideals, it can be a real challenge for them. Take things personally. Mediators often take challenges and criticisms personally. Rather than as an inspiration, reassess their positions. Avoid conflicts as much as possible. Oh, yeah. Difficult to get to know. Mediators are private, reserved, and self-conscious. This makes them notoriously difficult to really get to know, and their need for these qualities contributes to the guilt they often feel for not giving more of themselves to those they care about. Oh, romantic relationships. Wow. Okay. Mediators are dreamy idealists and in pursuit of the perfect relationship. This quality shows strongest. Never short on imagination, mediators dream of the perfect relationship, forming an image of this pedestaled ideal that is their soulmate, playing and replaying scenarios in their heads of how things will be. This is a role that no person can hope to fill. People with the mediator personality type need to recognize that nobody's perfect and that relationships don't magically fall into place. They take compromise, understanding, and effort. Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none. Well, I don't love all. I do trust very few, but I try to do no wrong to anybody. Okay. Better 3 hours too soon than a minute too late. This aversion to conflict, while contributing greatly to the stability of a relationship when done right, is probably the most urgent quality for mediators to work on. Between their sensitivity and imagination, mediators are prone to internalizing even objective statements and facts, reading into them themes. Okay, this was badly written. Them themes? So, ever hear of editors? And exaggerated consequences, sometimes responding as though these comments are metaphors designed to threaten the very foundations of our principles. Naturally, this is almost certainly an overreaction. Mediators should practice what they preach and focus on improving the ability to respond to criticism with calm objectivity rather than irrational accusations and weaponized guilt. Okay, I'm not going to go on any further. Friendships, what does it say briefly? The two friends of people with the mediator personality type tend to be few and far between, but those that make the cut are often friends for life. Well, that's not true in my case. The challenge is many duties that this type of harbors when it comes to being sociable. Mediators crave depth of mutual human understanding, but tire easily in social situations. This is true. This is absolutely true about yours truly. But tire easily in social situations. They are excellent at reading into others' feelings. Yes, I am. And motivations. Ditto. But are often unwilling to provide others the same insight into themselves. It's as though mediators like the idea of human contact, but not the reality of social contact. I think that works. But like I've always said, I am great at one-on-one, and I'm terrible in groups. How poor are they? They have not patience. Limits the pool of friends and other types in the diplomat role group, who are able to pick up and subtle clues left by their mediator friends who are more likely than not to enjoy something of a human enigma. A friendship with a turbulent executive, ESTJ-T, on the other hand, is governed by social conventions and community participation as they are, would almost be a non sequitur. Though mediators may find the idea of being paired with their opposite fascinating enough to outweigh the practical challenges to such a friendship. Okay. Parenthood, we're going to skip over that because I'm not a parent. Okay. Career paths. Ooh, careers. It is perhaps more challenging for the mediators to find a satisfying career than any other type. Though intelligent, the regimented learning style of most schools makes long years earning an advanced degree a formidable undertaking for people with the mediator personality type. At the same time, that's what's needed to advance in a field that rings true for them. Mediators often wish that they could just be doing what they love without the stress and rigor of professional life. That is so true in my case. Yeah, I'd just like to learn to love what I do without the stress and rigor of a professional life. Oftentimes, as with so many other things, the answer lies somewhere in the middle. That explains my middle of the road answers. In a line of work that begins with passion, dedication, but which requires training so that academia feels intimately linked to that passion. Too many mediators drift in frustration, ultimately succumbing to the necessities of day-to-day life in a job that just wasn't meant for them. But it turns out that despite such exacting demands, modern economics places a premium on the very keys of mediators' challenge, their creativity, independence, and need for meaningful relationships with individuals who need their help. There's a place and means for everyone. Okay, so what does it say? It doesn't say what careers. See, usually the Myers-Briggs tells us, depending on our personality type, it tells us. That's why HR departments use them. Okay. Some mediators will prefer still a more personal touch, being able to work face to face with clients, seeing that their personal effort really impacts another's quality of life. Service careers. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Spoke too soon, kids. Service careers such as massage therapy. Oh, wow. I could become a masseuse. Physical rehabilitation, counseling, social work, psychology, and even academic roles and retraining can be exceptionally rewarding for mediators who take pride in the progress and grow they help to foster. God, do you ever hear of editors? People with the mediator personality type have a tendency to put others' interests ahead of their own, a mixed blessing by itself. But when the patient takes their first unaided step in the long road to recovery after an accident, nothing will feel more rewarding than that selflessness. Right. Mediators need to be able to work with creativity and consideration. High pressure salespeople, they are not. It can be a challenge to avoid these roles as they are the basis for so much starting work. And it's often a risk to break into something less dependable, but more rewarding. To find a career that resonates with mediators' values, though, that's more than just a job. Sometimes it just needs to be done. Okay, workplace habits. I'm going to skip over that. Mediator subordinates. As subordinates, mediators prefer latitude. This is true. And would much rather immerse themselves in a project alone or with a close team than simply be told what tasks to do and move on. That is so true. That unfortunately, that work style that found me at odds with many coworkers and bosses in the past. Yes, it did. People with the mediator personality type aren't looking for easy, forgettable work that pays the bills. They're looking for meaningful work that can actually want to think about. And it helps for their managers to frame responsibilities in terms of emotional merit rather than cold rationalization or business for its own sake. Mediators would rather know their own work will help deliver a service they believe in than to know that the bottom line has been boosted by 3%. If standards are met, managers will find an extremely dedicated, considerate employee in mediators. As idealistic opportunity seekers, mediators may not always work well in the technical applications where the facts and logic really matter and critique is often necessary, but they work beautifully in more human and creative endeavors. While some types, especially those in the analyst role group, respond favorably to negative feedback, taking criticism as an opportunity to not make the same mistake twice. People with the mediator personality type would much rather hear what they did right and focus on what to do rather than not to do. Okay. Conclusion, because we all like conclusions. INFPA, INFPT, and I'm the T. Okay. Conclusion. Few personality types are as poetic and as kind-hearted as mediators. Their altruism and vivid imagination allow mediators to overcome many challenging obstacles, more often than not, brightening the lives of those around them. Mediators' creativity is invaluable in many areas, including their own personal growth. Yet mediators can easily be tripped up in areas where idealism and altruism are more of a liability than an asset. Whether it's finding or keeping a partner, making friends, reaching dazzling heights on the career ladder, or planning for the future, mediators need to put in a conscious effort to develop their weaker traits and additional skills. When you have read so far, this is just an introduction into the complex mad concept that is the mediator personality type. Oh, you have just muttered to yourself, wow, this is so accurate. It's a little creepy. Or finally, someone understands me. You may have even asked, how do they know more about me than the people I'm closest to? Okay. So anyways, that's the conclusion of this test. Took it on live stream. Oh, hi, hi, nosy housefrau. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the messages. Messages on the screen. Okay. Oh, very famous. He's Loki in Marvel for starters. Oh, thank you so much, nosy housefrau. What was your name again? I keep forgetting. Carrie. Sorry. Yes, Carrie. Yes. Yeah. I should do something like this with more screens so I can pay attention. Yeah. More screens. No. Okay. Well, that's about going to do it. Thank you all for stopping by. It was great doing this test with you. Yes, thank you for sharing, Carrie. Much appreciated. Okay. So anyways, I'm going to end this stream for now because this is turning into almost an hour long. And yeah. So everybody have a happy Sunday. And I'll see you in the next one. Straight Talking Fedora Chick, over and out.